Hello, Perceptive readers. This is James Lynch, and I want to share a special thought with you today. You can add it with your affirmations if you will, but it has to deal with the Holy Bible reading and of how God views you. In prophecy, you hear me express this quite a bit about one day God's tent will be with us on the earth. Some form, you see, of representation that no longer will we not only worship, as they say, as Jesus said, in spirit and truth, because we can't see, a lot of the promises. And here's what I mean by that. When it deals with the spirit realm, we cannot see with these physical eyes the spirit realm. However, with our mind, you see, with our spiritual eyes, we are able to see and comprehend many things. Well, God talked about how his tent would be on this earth, okay? And so with that thought in mind, I want to read you a beautiful passage in the Bible from the psalmist. It's Psalms 15. And notice what it says when God has his tent, if you will, on the earth, but it still has meaning even today. See, there's still a spiritual meaning to it. And we know, hey, if you want to look at it this way, there are places of worship as well, you see, that invite such ones like this, you see. And so in Psalms 15, it states, Lord, who may have a resting place in your tent, a living place on your holy hill? He who goes on his way uprightly, doing righteousness and saying what is true in his heart, whose tongue is not false, who does no evil to his friend, and does not take away the good name of his neighbor, who gives honor to those who have the fear of the Lord, turning away from him who has not the Lord's approval, who takes an oath against himself and makes no change. He who does not put out his money at interest or for payment, give false decisions against men who have done no wrong. He who does these things will never be moved. Now, this was from the Bible in Basic English translation, but I got to tell you, if you read Psalms 15 from other translations, you will see that the psalmist was mentioning how God feels about the poor, that, you would not be defrauding the poor. It goes on to talk about really speaking the truth from his heart. It's like the expressions in some translations, I told you, have more of a emotional meaning to it. See, remember, this is the Bible in Basic English. So it talks in common language, if you will. Not to say that the other translations don't either, but my point is they certainly have taken more thought into how we speak and express ourselves today, okay, even with our expressiveness of thoughts. So I just want you to know, I hope you enjoyed Psalms 15. Have a wonderful day. I hope you have benefited from this reading of the Holy Scriptures, also known as the Good Book and the Holy Bible, whose author is Jehovah God.